Good afternoon, Ma. In the previous class, we discussed about how the instruction, the total complete instruction is executed. If branches is occurred, that means branch instructions are there, how the branch instructions are executed. Okay, Ma? That will be discussed in the previous class. Now, in this class, we start the hardwired control unit. Hardwired control unit. So hardware control unit means, before going to this, if you are taking the processor, what it contains? If you are taking the processor, what it contains? So the first one is ALU, and memory unit. And the control unit. This is very, very important. Control unit. What the control unit do in the processor? What is the purpose of this control unit in the processor actually? Based on this control unit only, we know whether the read operation is performed or write operation is performed. Read operation means, suppose if the data is transferred from the input to the processor. If the data is transferred from input to the processor, then we are taking that will be as a read operation. Okay. If the processor do the operation which is given and getting the result in the processor. Okay, that output is given to the outputter. So that will be the write operation. Okay, that means this control unit says the direction of the data transfer. So in that control unit, that means in the data transfer, some control signals are generated depending on the instructions which are given to do particular task. Okay, Amma. So here, for giving a task, if we want some task, okay, for doing that task, what we can do? We develop a program. That means a number of instructions are there. Okay. So whenever, if we are having a number of instructions are there, so all the instructions are executed line by line. That means one by one. Okay. So here, that means at the execution of one instruction, some control signals are generated. Okay, ma, some control signals are generated by using this control unit. Okay, so what are the control signals are generated? That is depends on what? Okay, ma. So here the processor, that means the execution of total program depends on the processor. So that will be two types here. The one is hardwired control unit, and the next one is microprogrammed control unit. Okay, Amma, one is hardwired control unit and another one is microprogrammed control unit. Okay, see here. See here. Oh, why we are using this hardwired control unit means here to execute instructions. The processor must have some means of generating the control signals needed in the proper sequence. That means depending on the task, the instructions are executed. Okay, ma. Sometimes all the instructions are executed sequentially. Sometimes, suppose if any interrupt or any conditional instructions, that means any branch instructions are there, then what the processor can do, so the controller jumps to somewhere other than the sequential process. Okay, so to execute instructions, the processor must have some means of generating the control signals. Why we need the control signals? Needed in the proper sequence. That means in the proper execution of instructions, we need some control signals. Okay, ma. To generate that control signals, we are having two categories. Those will be hardwired control unit and microprogrammed control unit. Okay, ma. Hardwired control unit and microprogrammed control unit. In this class, we learn hardwired control unit. Okay. If here the hardwired system can operate at high speed but with little flexibility. See here, very important important point for this hardwired control unit. This hardwired system can operate at high speed but with little flexibility. So why this is having high speed means here we are using totally some counters, encoders, decoders, some combinational circuits are used. Okay, totally hardware components are used. Okay, that's why the speed will be very high by using the hardware components here. Okay, combinational circuits we are using as a control signals here. That's why. Okay, little flexibility. What is meant by this little flexibility? The flexibility will be low. We can say like that. Why the flexibility is low here? Suppose if the program is designed for doing arithmetic operations, okay, the program is designed for that means the total control unit is designed for doing the arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, so if we are applying that addition, that means if you are applying any arithmetic operations, then all the operations are doing with the high speed. Suppose if we want some of the n numbers, okay, if we want sum of n numbers, then what we can do? There we are applying some branch instructions in that program. That means we are modifying the total program based on the required operation. Okay, ma? Based on the required operation, we are modifying the program. Okay, suppose if we are adding any other instructions, any extra instructions to that hardwired control unit, that will be very tough. Okay, that will be not possible in this hardwired control unit. If we are trying to add any other instructions to existing hardwired control unit, actually we designed the hardwired control unit for doing addition of two numbers only or arithmetic operations, subtraction, like that. If we need the addition of 10 numbers, what we can do here? We are adding some more instructions to do that. Suppose if we want the factorial of a given number, then also we are adding some more instructions to that. Okay, that's why here to change the hardwired control unit, that will be very impossible here. That means that will be very tough. That's why the flexibility in this hardwired control unit is very low. Okay, so this is about the hardwired control unit. Now we are taking the architecture here, control unit organization, how that will be. Okay, Amma. So here we are taking decoder and encoder. Decoder or encoder means Is this circuits belongs to combinational or sequential? Combinational circuits. Okay, Amma. We are using combinational circuits here. Next, IR. IR means instruction register. All the instructions which are designed for doing a particular task that will be placed in this instruction register. Okay, Amma. Next, external inputs. What is this external inputs? Suppose if any external signals that like MFC, memory function complete, or interrupt signals are occurred, then those will be giving from these external inputs. Okay, MFC signals and external interrupt signals are giving by using these external interrupt inputs. Okay, Amma. Control step counter. Here we are using clock. What is meant by clock? In first unit also we learn. Okay, what is meant by this clock? That means, suppose if you are doing any instruction and R1, comma, R2, comma, R3. What is the meaning for this instruction? What is the meaning here? R1 plus R2. That means the data in R1 and the data in R2 are added. Where the result is stored? That result is stored in R3. Okay, ma? The result is stored in R3. That means for doing this instruction, how many steps we need? Okay, to execute this instruction, how many steps we need? First, we are taking the data in R1 and R2. Okay, ma? First, we are taking the data in R1 and R2 registers. Okay. Next, addition operation is performed. Okay. Addition operation is performed. Next, the result will be getting after doing this addition operation. Next, store the result in R3 register. Okay. Store the result in R3 register. So to execute this instruction, we need 3 steps here. So each step means each step is doing in 1 clock cycle. Okay, ma, each step is doing in 1 clock cycles. This number of steps depends on the instruction which is giving. Okay, ma, this number of steps depends on the instruction which is giving. Okay, so here this clock is applied to control step counter. Why we are using this counter? So depending on the control signals, that means depending on the clock cycles one by one, this counter will be incremented, step counter. Okay, Amma? So this is about the control unit organization. Okay, now if you take the detailed structure for this hardwired control unit, this is a detailed block description here. Okay, see here, IR is there. That means this is having the instructions. Okay, that means suppose if you are taking this instruction, add R1, R2, R3. So those instructions are given to instruction decoders. If you observe this diagram and the previous diagram, what are the extra blocks here? This is just a control unit organization. This is saying a detailed block description. What is the difference between these two? Extra which blocks are added? Clock is there, control step counter is there, IR, external inputs, conditional codes. Yeah. So this encoder and decoder are separated here, step decoder. That means these 2 blocks will be added. Okay, these 2 blocks are added. So here, this instruction decoder, what this instruction decoder do? whenever the instruction is coming from this instruction register, that instruction is decoded by using this instruction decoder. Decoded means machine instructions. Okay, ma? This will be changed as machine instructions. Instruction 1, instruction 2, and so on. Okay, depending on the task, we are having number of instructions. All these instructions are decoded by using this instruction decoder. Okay, Amma? So here encoder will be there. This encoder generates the control signals. Okay, so here this is the clock. That means what are the steps we need to execute any instructions? That many number of clock signals are needed here. Okay, that many number of clock signals are needed here. So that will be giving to control step counter. Okay, so that will be giving to step decoder. Based on the number of clock cycles, we are having the number of step decoders here, T1, T2, and so on, Tn. Those will be giving to encoder. Okay, Amma? External inputs. That means any memory function complete. MFC means memory function complete signals are there. When we are using memory function complete signals, WMFC. WMFC. What is WMFC? Waiting for memory function complete. Suppose if the processor wants some data, then what happened? A read operation is performed. So that how much time the processor waits to get the data from the input? Up to MFC signal becomes 1. Whenever MFC signal becomes 1, then only the read operation is completed and the processor accessing the data. Okay, Amma? Next, interrupt signals. Interrupt signals. Interrupts also externally giving. What is meant by an interrupt? If you are taking any program, that program is executed sequentially. Okay, if any conditional branch or unconditional branch instructions are there, then the controller breaks the normal sequence. That is called the interrupt. Okay, that breaks the normal sequential flow of the program. Then that will be called as an interrupter. So like that, if any MFC signals or external interrupts are there, those will be giving by using this external inputs. So what is this condition codes? Condition codes means these are like status signals. Status signals. These conditional codes depends on operations after completing the operations in ALU. Suppose if you are doing the addition operation, okay, if you are doing the addition operation, there may be occurred a carry or there may be a result 0. Okay, then these conditional codes means like carry flag, carry flag, 0 flag, like that we are having some conditional codes. These conditional codes depends on the result which is occurred after the operation in the ALU. Okay, Amma? After the operation performed in the ALU. Okay, those will also giving to this encoder. Here we are using this run control signal. What is the purpose of run control signal? Means whenever this run is equal to 1, then this counter will be incremented by 1. Okay, Ma, this counter will be incremented by 1 whenever this run control signal is 1. Okay, whenever this run control signal is 0, then the counter will be terminated here. Okay, so here in this totally, what are the steps means? So here some control signals are generated. So what are the control signals means here? See here. Some Z in and Z out control signals are also appeared by using this encoder. Okay, ma? See here, if you are taking this counter may be used to keep track of the control steps. That means if you are taking any program, number of instructions are there. So each instruction having some number of steps. So all the steps, we can keep track all the steps by using this counter. Okay, Amma? Here, each state or count of this counter corresponds to one control step. Okay, Amma? That means here, each state or counter of this counter corresponds to one control step. Okay, na? So here we need some control signals. What are the control signals here? First, what we can take? Contents of the control step counter. Okay, contents of the control step counter. Next, contents of the instruction register. Okay, see here, contents of the instruction register. Next, contents of the conditional code flags. Contents of the conditional code flags. Next, external input signals such as MFC and interrupt request. Okay, ma. Totally by executing this hardwired control unit, totally these are the steps. That means these are the control signals we need. Okay, these are the control signals we need. See here, by diagram only we are saying that control step counter, instruction register, contents from the control step counter, contents from the instruction register, and contents of the conditional codes depending on the status, and then contents of the external inputs like MFC and interrupter. Okay. So this is about the detailed block diagram here. Now we are taking generating ZIN. So here ZIN. This is the ZIN, that means generating control signal by encoder. Okay, ma. By using this encoder, this ZIN is generated. This is a combinational circuit. Okay, ma. This is a combinational circuit. See here, ZIN is equal to T1 plus T6 dot add plus T4 dot branch plus and so on. So, but based on this ZIN control signal, we draw the circuit also, combinational circuit also. That means this ZIN is active in T1 state, T6 state, and T4 state. Okay, ma. These number of states depends on what? Here we are taking T1 state, T6 state, T4 plus and so on will be there. Why we can take and so on? Depending on the instruction type, we are increasing the number of steps. Okay, ma. Depending on the instruction type, we can increase the number of steps. That's why number of cycles are also incremented. That's why only plus and so on we are giving. Okay, based on the given instruction. Suppose if we want, if we are taking the time cycles, that is clock cycles T1, T6, T4 only. Okay, so here this ZIN is active in T1, T6 and T4 states. Okay, now we draw the combinational circuit for this ZIN. So this is T1, one state, T1 clock cycle. Next, T6 dot add. See here, T6 dot add. That means here T6 dot means AND operation. So AND gate. Next, T4 dot branch. Here we are taking unconditional branch. Okay, T4 branch. So dot is there, AND gate is used. For all these, plus will be there. That is, all the inputs are connected to OR gate. Okay, ma. This is the generation of the ZIN control signal for the processor. Okay, this will be generated in the encoder. Okay, by observing this only we are saying this is a combinational circuit. Okay, ma. This is a combinational circuit. Next, generating end. Generating end. So what is the here? T7 dot add plus T5 dot branch plus T5 dot n plus T4 dot n dot branch plus and so on. Based on this expression, we draw the combinational circuit here. Okay, Amma, based on first T7 dot add. This is T7 dot add and operation. Okay, next T5 dot branch. So here T5 branch and operation. Okay, here T5 dot n dot branch also there, plus T4 dot n dot branch. That's why branch is common for these two. That's why branch is common for these two. So those will be giving two AND gates. The totally we are connecting to OR gate. Okay, plus and so on. Here, what is the meaning here? Generating AND means so at this AND signal generation, here T7, that means this AND is active at a T7, T5 and T4 clock cycles. Okay, ma? So this is the generation of the AND control signal. These generating Z in and signals are generated in this encoder. These are belongs to combinational circuits. Okay, ma? So if you are taking a complete processor, generally in the processor means what are there in the processor? Memory address register is there, memory data register, R0 to Rn-1 registers are there, temporary registers are there, ALU, control unit, all these belongs to the processor. Okay, so here we are taking, see here, so this is the system bus. Okay, so here what a instruction cache means? Program means that is having number of instructions. So those instructions are stored in this instruction cache. Okay, Amma? So the instructions which are required and placed in this instruction cache, that will be giving to instruction unit. Okay, next data cache means what is meant by data actually? If you are taking any instruction, that will be taking as opcode plus operand, isn't it? Opcode plus operand. Suppose add R1 comma R2 comma R3. In this add means opcode, R1 comma R2 comma R3 means operands. That means whatever the data we require, that the data is called operands. So that is placed in this data cache. Okay, Amma? So in this data cache, here this will be two types, integer unit, floating point unit. Depending on the inputs we are taking, the operands will be giving as integer unit and floating point unit. Okay, so always these are separate means that is not accepted here. Depending on the processor structure, these two are combined, or sometimes these two will be integer units 2, floating point units 2. That is depends on the number of operands we are taking based on the task. Okay, Amma? So suppose if any instructions or data are not appeared in this instruction cache or data cache, then what we can do? We are searching in the main memory. Okay, Amma? If suppose any instruction is not appeared here, that means is not in instruction cache, then we are searching for that instruction in the main memory. Like that for the data also, we are searching in the main memory. Okay, so from this main memory, the instruction or data will be transferred by using this system bus. Okay, Amma? By using this system bus. Okay, totally this is a complete processor we are using in this hardwired control unit. Okay, ma? So all of you practice these diagrams. These diagrams are very, very important. Okay, so control unit organization. This is the detailed block diagram. What is the main advantage here? This is having high speed because all the units are combinational circuits only, so hardware components only, so that's why the speed will be very high. Little flexibility. Why little flexibility? If we want to add any extra instructions to the existing hardware control unit, that will be very tough, that will be sometimes impossible also. Okay, that means if we want to change the program, then that will be impossible here. Okay, that means change the program in the sense we delete some instructions or we are adding some instructions. So that will be very tough or sometimes impossible in this hardwired control unit. That's why this is having little flexibility. Okay, Amma? So this is about the hardwired control unit.